Good evening and welcome to wonderful Thursday Night Live with TJ and Mariah. Now, for those that wonder coming in, hey, you said Mariah? We don't see her. Where's she at? She's working right now, so once she gets off, she'll kind of join us. So I'm sorry about that. Anyways, until then, we'll go ahead and get started. And for those that don't know the topic, I'm going to go ahead and slap it up there right now. The benefits of summer tubs. And a great friend, the best co-host, best YouTuber, best person on this planet Earth. TJ is the backbone of this one. Those who wondered.
Well, no, that is far too kind of you. But yes, I did come up with this topic this week. I feel like we had talked about a whole range of topics, and which we're coming up to. I can't believe it's almost our 1 year of doing this every
Yeah.
week, pretty much, right? And so I thought maybe we'd branch out a little bit and kind of take our usual kind of concepts, which we tend to stay to the aquariums, and kind of take it outside. And
Yeah.
I know we're not super timely, right? Because this is usually a topic that we would talk about at the beginning of the season, but
Right.
no time like the present. And so I thought it would
Right.
be interesting to talk a little bit. And I did do some research, and I found an article from Tropical Fish Hobbyist that I'll cite here that gave some really interesting benefits and things about tubs that I think are pretty interesting. The other thing that got me on this topic was last Friday, so a week ago from tomorrow, I decided to go check out what was going on with the white clouds out in the tub. And I have more baby white clouds swimming around in that tub than I have ever seen hatch in a single season.
Nice.
So excited.
So
So excited.
that is awesome.
Yep.
Are these the longfin?
Nope, they are a regular. These are the ones that come from one specific stream in the BAC. Second word is capital MA Mountains, Bac Ma Mountains in central Vietnam, and they were discovered, I think, in 2009 and described at the very end of 2019. But it seems like they haven't been found in that stream since about 2017 is the last information that I've been able to find about them. So that's why I have been so interested in trying to continue to breed them, whether it was inside during the cold months or now
Mhm.
outside in tubs. And I'm pretty excited with the fact that it seems like this year things just sort of fell into place, and hopefully here in another month or so when I pull them out, they'll be there and be a little bit bigger and be ready to come in.
A little bit bigger that you can eat them?
No, a little bit bigger
No.
that they're not like tiny little specks.
Oh, okay, okay. All right.
Yep.
Hey, y'all, for those that are coming in, this is not a food channel. This is a fish channel. We're talking about fish, aquariums, ponds, plants. You get what I'm saying? Um, but I will put up the first comment in the chat, y'all. For those who don't know, this is kind of like a shout out to the first comer. Shady Grady. Hello, everyone. Vibes, TJ and Mariah. Yeah, Shady Grady, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Hopefully, you are well blessed this evening. And prayers sending out to you, Shady, that you recover speedily. But all right, let's go. And no, you know what? I'm gonna give it a little bit of time yet before I go fish on that link. Let's want people come in and participate before I go down to the list. And if you have questions or comments or something that you want to include with the topic tonight, go ahead and put Vibes Aquatics in front of it. Make it a little bit easier for us on panel. Now, I'm not saying that I won't see the comment, but when we get into the deep topic, it's hard to read all the comments, y'all. And it looks like hashtag cottage fleas. Is
Yeah.
that the trend over?
It does appear so.
Nice. College. Now that's wondering what were you all talking about over there? Fox Fishy's live stream. We talking about fleas and somehow college got into it.
I am pretty sure, Vibes, that Foxy knows who she's sending her crowd over to here, my friend.
Yeah. And those fleas, would you recommend drying them, or would you get a dryer, or
I
get a fryer?
refuse. I refuse to get into this conversation.
Oh, okay. The way it sounds, TJ is saying we are not going there tonight.
We are not going to be talking about cottage cheese and fleas under any circumstance. That is not happening. I do
Right.
want to say, so Mark Sterlson said the topic's very timely because they're headed almost into spring. So that's good, right? So yeah, that's right. We weren't at the end of our season, Mark. We were doing this to help you and Craig and all the folks over in Australia out. That's what this was about.
Right, exactly. See, Mark,
Right?
we're looking out for you.
We were looking out for our friends down in Australia.
Fathom said summer tubs double as a brisk, refreshing thirst quencher on hot days in the yard. Now, I had not gone that route yet, Fathom. But, I mean, if I was in need, I mean, would I do it? I probably would. It is liquid. And it's filtered. Right, DJ?
It's filtered. I mean, yeah, I mean, as long as you've got a filter hooked up to your tub, I cannot deny that it has been filtered. It's gonna give me nightmares, but it is what it is.
Uh-oh. Okay. Hey, Stephen White. Hey, update, y'all. Quick little story. Thanks to everyone for your prayers. You're wishing me well. I was down with COVID, for those who wondered. I finally got over it Monday. Was the last strain of it. That's another reason I pushed off Saturday Night Vibes last Saturday night because of that. I was not fit to be on camera. It was lucky enough I was able to be live last Thursday, even though I wasn't feeling the best. But yeah,
yeah,
so
you were definitely you were taking one for the team last week because it was you were in rough shape. So
yeah,
appreciate you doing that, and we're happy that you're back here tonight in much better shape. Steven said there was a dead bird in his tub one time. Can I still drink it? I would not recommend that.
And coming better in a Brita filter.
Ugh.
No, Fathom, no. All right, let's go to fishman.link, y'all. And you know what? Let's add it to the stage, shall we? There we go.
And while you're refreshing, Mike Shady Grady asked if I'll be selling any of the White Clouds at the Clash. No, they'll be far too small. That's one of the things with this particular species of White Cloud. They grow so slowly that in the next month, there's none that'll be even remotely big enough that I'd feel comfortable passing them on to somebody else. So, I probably will consider, as long as they all continue progressing and growing positively and I don't have die-offs like I've had before, I will probably do some of the Fish Fam auction and sell there. But yeah, I don't think the timing is going to work out for the Clash.
Okay. That's too bad. Okay, we got 18 participants according to fishround.link. Shady Grady, Fathom Aquatics, Fishwit, Jeff Kane, Asaya, Mark Sterlson, Nancy B, Dee, Dennis Christensen, Stephen P, Nevada Aquatics. Hey, Nevada, I haven't seen you in a long time. How you doing? Welcome in. Stephen White, Paul McCarthy, Skipper's Aquariums, Hug and Hill Design, The Koi Pit, Outside Aquatics, and Skaty Nona. And by the way, Hug and Hill Design, congratulations. We decided backstage that the hashtag tonight will be Hashtag cake.
Nope. Baby cake.
Baby. I knew I was going to goof up on that. I knew it.
We're so excited for you, Jake and Katie. I saw on replay the live stream. If you haven't checked it out, you should. They revealed some very exciting news that they are expecting a child.
Yeah, that was great news. I'm just reading the chat, y'all. Sorry about that.
And it's
hashtag baby cake.
And it's cake, K-A-K-E, which is a combination of Katie and Jake in one word. So they're together instead of Katie and Jake, they're cake.
Oh, right. I had to think about it a little bit.
That's okay. Yep.
The awesome Jake and Katie, by the way. Sending my love. I do want to read this. Hey, no matter. It's all good. It's all good. You've been buried in books lately? Low, I haven't been watching much YouTube. Hey, you're probably getting more information out of those books than if you're watching us on YouTube. So I appreciate it coming in, though. Okay. So what is the first benefit of having a summer tub?
Yeah, so I think I did these in no particular order, and I will definitely say that a lot of it came inspiration of an article from Tropical Fish Hobbyist magazine that I found by doing a quick little Google search, and it was written by someone named Rebecca Goldring. I could not find a date for when it was written. It was on their webpage. But I thought it had some really interesting stuff in it that kind of made me think. And so I think that the first thing that I noticed that I think is really interesting is the fact that there's a tub that's going to fit anybody's goals. It literally doesn't matter what you want to do with your tub. Is it something that maybe you really just want a nice water feature on your back porch in the warm summer months and you want to put some plants in there and maybe a fountain? There's tubs that'll do that perfectly, right? Everything from really, really big ones and to other, smaller ones. It can be all sorts of things depending on if you want to use it for breeding fish. There's different sizes. The one I use is a 40-gallon kind of an oval shaped. So it's a little bit longer than it is deep. And they go from there. So it's one of those things that I think, the size, the shape, materials, right? There are people that want, the black kind of rubberized plastic. There are ones that have, they look like an old whiskey barrel. They've got some that are metal. Whatever your aesthetic, whatever your project is that you're trying to do, I think there's certainly is a setup that can work for you. I think also when it comes to things like filtration, I this summer ran no filtration in my tub at all. And I'm starting to wonder if part of my success with the babies was because I didn't have the pump in there for them to get kind of sucked up into. I did put it in like a bag to try and keep it so that it was protected a little bit, but you never know. So I think, again, you can make it as simple or as complicated and ornate as you want it to be. So I think that's a real big benefit of those things.
Since we're talking about the tub, does the Galvalume or stainless steel ones, the metal ones, leak into the pond, the water at all?
I don't know. Can it? Sure, it probably can. What I have seen, which I think if I was going to use one of those, because I do think they are kind of nice, right? I think from an aesthetic perspective, they are kind of nice. I think that what I've seen done on a few different channels is painting the inside with like an aquarium safe type of paint or like an epoxy paint or something like that is something that you can do if you wanted to do that. Koi Pit wants to know, I did not do any water changes, but I will say that we had quite a bit of rain here in New Jersey this year. So there were several days where it rained for 2, 3, 4 days in a row. And the tub even I can see where it had gotten to a point where it was so high that water continued to drip out of the drainage holes that I
Mhm.
created in the top of it. So I did not do any water changes.
Rise Aquatics, I have never tried tubbing. Maybe someday. Well, here's some encouragement, Denison. You can do it. And Nevada, Rise Aquatics, the galvanized tubs do leach zinc into the water, but they can be sealed pretty easily. Okay. That's what I thought. Yep. Thank you, Nirvana. Okay. And you mentioned no filter,
Hmm.
but didn't you have rocks in there and plants in the pond, summer tub?
Yes. So, yeah, there's plant filtration for sure,
Mm-hmm.
and there's
But
algae
no,
that grows and stuff like that, but
right.
no actual filter like an equipment of any kind. So yeah, it just was natural filtration and continual rain that we sort of
Mm-hmm.
continue to see, right? So
Right. So
that was all
yeah,
that I ended up using.
the rain would be your water changes.
Yep.
The plants would be your filtration.
Yep.
And
Steven's got
even
a good
the
question. Oh, sorry. Were you
no,
going to go for
no,
that one? I was
who?
just I wanted to cover Steven's question. He said he needs to figure out how to have plants out there but prevent predation on the fish. Yeah, so Steven, I think the difficulty, right, is what kind of plants you want to do. Now, I do things like water lettuce. I've got guppy grass in the
Mm-hmm.
tub. I've done hornwort, I've done salvinia, so nothing really tall. So what works for me in a situation like that where I don't have like a big like stalk of plants that grow out from the tub, I actually made a top. So I went to Lowe's or Home Depot, whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
and I bought a roll of the metal. It comes in a roll, and it's the metal that's used like you put around the bottoms of like sapling trees to prevent them
Yeah.
from being eaten by deer and stuff like that. So I bought the roll, and then I bought a banister, right? So you would use for
Mm-hmm.
railings for like a porch or something like that.
Right.
And I undid the roll of the metal
Mm-hmm.
and cut it to size, and then I cut down the banister to size and zip tied it to the four sides of the piece of the metal sheeting that I created,
Yeah.
and it sits perfectly right on top of the tub.
Nice.
So, and the holes they're square holes because it's like a chicken wire, and the holes are
Right.
like a quarter or an eighth of an inch. They're pretty small
Oh yeah.
holes. So, and it's stiff enough that like if a cat got up there, it's not getting through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'll hold like a cat or a raccoon or possum or whatever else might get up there and try and go after. And certainly no bird's gonna really get through it. And it's worked perfectly now for 3 years for me.
Right.
Again,
Uh,
that limits you can't have plants that have long stalks because they won't grow through the thing, but
right. Well, it depends on the plant. That it would.
it could, but the holes are so small, like a quarter-inch
Right.
square. That's the only thing. Like you would want one that was probably bigger if you were gonna
Yeah.
have like a stalk come through it. And that to me may allow for more things to get in there than maybe what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's yep, Alex is right. It's basically chicken wire.
Yeah. Some people just came in. We got
Okay.
Big Steve, Smokey, Vibes, Scuba Steve, Price Tag, and M.M. Myers. Welcome in, y'all. Just because you missed out on announcing when I go to the official link participant list does not mean I won't try to remember to at least say hi to y'all. Nice. 6 foot tall. Wow.
Yeah. So that's the downside, Stephen, is unfortunately. Now, could you potentially cut a hole in that top so that the plants had room to go through it and it would limit something would have to really want to go through the plants to get down in
Right.
there, maybe. But that has been a method that's worked incredibly well for me. So
Right.
maybe a variation on that might work for you.
There's times of the year when I accumulated multiple container tubs to hold the overabundance of water lettuce and frog bit. I can't seem to be myself to throw it away. Hey, aside, what you could do, now, I'm not promoting Facebook or anything like that, but if you're part of club groups on Facebook, put it in there and say, hey, you got extra water plants. Someone might be happy to get hold of some to add to the aquarium, you know? I actually add a lot of frog bit and other one to some of my aquariums. But hey, depends on where you're at in the country or in the world. Make sure it's legal. If not, I'm leaving it up to you. Yeah, I said it. And Nevada has a good point. Shrimp are actually a super underrated tub project. They can tolerate pretty cold weather. They can.
Mhm.
That's phenomenal suggestion.
Mhm.
Now, my one summer tub I got outside does have the ghost shrimp or the grass shrimp.
Oh yeah, the ones that you caught when you went collecting.
Yep. And we got those here local. Thousands of them here local. Every time I go out, there's a good chance I'll have a dozen or more every time I dip into the river. So it's a net. So yeah, that is a great. Now you can go cherry shrimp or different kind of varieties of shrimp as well. Still just plain ghost shrimp. But yeah. Thanks for Nirvana about that.
And Nirvana is getting ahead of us here, which is good. I like the way they're thinking, because I did also write down after we go through the benefits of summer tubs and then some lessons learned and then some options I wrote down. And so I did not capture shrimp. So that is an amazingly good call out.
Yeah.
Thank you for adding that here.
All right. Hold on. And also, one benefit I use is that I just expanded my fish room. You know, by having a summer tub or tubs, you just expanded your fish room.
Yes.
And you can use the natural elements, bugs, the mosquitoes, to feed your fish, and they actually thrive better on natural food versus pellets, and you know, so. But be careful where you place it at, because that could affect on the survival or thrive of the summer tub. So, you know, direct heat that will have effect on it. It might have a lot of allergy, you know.
Yeah, you got to really think about your placement, because what I think was not naturally, occurring in my head was the sun being so much brighter than anything we can produce, from a regular LED or any other
Right.
kind of light that we have inside the house. And so when you put it in full sun, that's aggressive, right? And so you're likely to have lots of algae and potentially the tub getting incredibly hot, which you got to be really careful of. So, to kind of think about that, where I've got it, it's on the back porch of the house. So it's out on the deck, and it's tucked up against the actual side of the house. So the sun kind of comes up in the afternoon, it'll get a few hours of sun, and then it kind of tucks back away on the back side of the house by the trees. So that way it kind of keeps it a little bit, keeps it a little bit from getting so hot. And the fish seem to really, really like it, obviously. So it's working out okay.
I'm getting ahead of ourselves, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it up. It's a great way to hone your breeding projects too, because you end up with high volume we can select from. That's so true, Nirvana. You have more selection. You can be a little more picky on your if you're trying to whatever you're breeding. If you're trying to get some more breeders or more fish into your breeding tanks that you want to use as breeders, you have more selection now. You can be a little more picky.
Yep.
And Stephen White wondering about fish waste in the tubs. If so, did the bird waste cause any problems to fish?
Yeah, and I don't know that I've ever noticed any bird waste because of the type of the top I keep on it, the
Right.
cover. Not much gets in there. I'll tell you what, lots of little bugs and organisms certainly still are
Yes.
very easily able to populate in there because before I put the fish in, I usually put plants in there and set it up maybe a month ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out there the day that I was going to put the fish in back in, I don't know, maybe May or June. And the amount of tiny little critters that were swimming around in the water was unbelievable. So that might also have to do with why I've had so many baby fish survive this year is just
Mm-hmm.
lots of it. So I was worried initially that the top being so closed off was going to be an issue, and it has not been.
Nice. Nice. Hey, I want to do a shout out tonight, and this is for Amy McFarlane. I just got to meet her in a chat on Sunday on a live stream, someone else's live stream, and she was in the chat. Anyways, her channel that evening we got her to 1,000 subscribers that evening.
Oh, that's
So
great.
that was kind of
Congratulations.
yeah. Welcome in, Amy. So hopefully we'll get to see more of you. Hopefully we can benefit as well as you benefit from us. So thanks for being here. All right.
Yeah, I also wrote down, you know, it's and Nancy calls it out here, free food. Yeah. So
Yes.
one of the things that I notice is I do very minimal feeding. In fact, I don't think I've fed that tub all summer so far. And the
Yeah.
fish are doing
No.
great. The babies are growing fine. Like I said, there's all sorts of stuff that's swimming around in there that they're going after. It also works out really nice for me selfishly because in the summer, I'm at the racetrack quite a bit,
Right.
right, and out of town, and that's you know I've put one whole group of fish that would be in an aquarium in the house outside. They don't need to be fed, and don't need to have water changes and all that other kind of stuff. Has been my experience, and that to me is a huge benefit to the fish because they get all that
Mm-hmm.
live food and it seems to really benefit them. And it also makes it so that I don't have so much maintenance to deal with in a season when I'm busy and I'm traveling kind of all over the, kind of Northeast and Midwest going to different racetracks. So I think that's another, for me personally, huge benefit is that.
Right. And Nevada kind of rounded it up. They're low maintenance.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of one of those things that I tend to set and forget. So I had set it up, like I said, it was probably May. I hadn't
Mm-hmm.
even looked in the tub since then until last Friday. So I had let it go for several months. Everything
Mm-hmm.
was fine. They
Oh yeah.
probably benefited from the fact that I kept my hands out of it.
Yes. Your summer tub will benefit when you keep your hands out.
Yep.
Don't mess with it.
Yep.
Let nature do its thing.
Yep. It's
Now
worked out.
I feed my mollies. I guess not mine. The one that I collected. I feed them because I want that interaction with me.
Hmm.
That way they know who I am. Like that big object that means food. So
Hmm.
once if I want to bring them inside, I can set up a tank, put them in the tank, and they'll automatically not freak out.
Sure. Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
now my other solar tubs, those nah. I feed this whole summer yet. I fed them maybe one time already. Now that's about it.
Hmm.
Top them off. And that's it.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I do take some footage of those tubs. The plants, the water lilies,
Hmm.
the fish.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
okay, what's your number? What's your second option? Benefit of summer tubs.
Bug control.
Ooh, that's a good one. So, how do you convince the grasshoppers to jump into there?
You almost don't need to convince them. It just sort of happens. And it's more about like mosquitoes and stuff like that. So like
Yes.
I think Steven's got, or he did at one time have gambusia, which are a mosquito
Hmm.
fish
Yeah.
that I think were ditch fish. Collected them from a drainage ditch near his home and put them in a
Yeah.
tub. And that's a great thing, especially where he lives, right? In the swamps, basically down in Louisiana, are kind of in his general region, and hot and humid, you're going to get a lot of bugs. And so, for all of us, I think that is a benefit of a tub, is that the bugs will get attracted to the water and the fish will take care of it. So that you're kind of helping all of your neighbors with some
Yes.
of that.
Um, and if y'all don't have anything to put in your tubs like fish wise,
Hmm.
Gambusia, mosquito fish is a great starter because they'll thrive out there.
Hmm.
Put a handful of those in there, and within a week or two, it'll be full. And with mine, the ones that I just have Gambusia in it. Actually, all my summer tubs, I don't have any electrical running through to them. They're just whatever is natural, you know.
Yep.
Now the one summer tub, I did the base of it, the bottom of it, I layered it with lava rock. You know, I just done testing out the different sources because
Hmm.
it's supposed to be really good, you know, lava rock.
Yep.
I didn't
Yeah.
notice
So
any difference between that one versus others.
yeah. So I put like the smooth like river stones on the bottom, right? Kind of the little ones. They're river stone this big, different kind of round ovalish type shapes, and I just layered that on the bottom, and it gives a great place for baby fish to hide. It
Mm-hmm.
gives a great place for the eggs to fall, so the adults don't get to them all, and
Yes.
so for egg scatterers, it works real well.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, could you put like the killifish out there,
You could
and they'll
absolutely do
thrive?
killifish out there. I think the thing to be careful of, and I've learned this unfortunately firsthand, is uh, uh, like everybody says, they're jumpers. And so in my setup with a top on it, I don't know that it would be a problem because I don't know that killifish are small enough to fit through the little holes that are in the top that I've made. But
Right.
if you leave it wide open, you are risking it. But I can't see why you wouldn't be able to be successful with killifish like you would
Right.
anything else.
Yeah. I mean, you would think so because now here in Texas, we do have ones that are wild killifish here in Texas. Now,
Oh
I
yeah.
haven't yet gone collecting for any of those yet, but I do want to add it to my bucket list. So now
Yeah.
I was talking that over that with Mark, Apollo Aquatics.
Oh yeah.
He's here in Texas, and he knows where to go to get them. So
And does he
I'm kind of
do
excited about that.
any killies out in tubs?
That's a good question. I don't know.
No.
Hey, Mark, if you're here, a question for you. Knowing him, he's probably listening. Hey,
Yep. It'd
James,
be
welcome
interesting to
in.
know.
Hey, John, Pet Sonics, welcome in. Vibes Aquatics, we just found a huge shrimp in a tank that we never had them in just now. Awesome!
Cool.
Actually, since you mentioned that, Jake, my it's not a summer tub. I mean, it is, but it's inside. Um, there's the good dads. Anyways, never had shrimp to the tank. Never did. And one day I was there watching my fish. All of a sudden, like, what? This is a shrimp. So all the fish, it must have either jumped out of another tank and climbed into that one. It's weird. So yeah, shrimp have a mind of their own.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so anyways,
I think we've all seen sort of situations where all of a sudden some sort of animal that was in one aquarium ends up completely in
mm-hmm,
another one, and you're, how the heck did that happen?
right. Now I wish I could have had a camera set up and got it on video. That was so cool. You know, see it all
See it
happen. You
happen?
know.
Yes. Understand how it got out? Sure.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
You know,
You probably
did
wouldn't believe it
it
if you
jump?
saw it.
Probably.
You know what I
But
mean?
no, someone hacked it. No, that can nah. Yeah. Okay. Um, what's the third option? I think you said so far the same ones I have, so I'm
Is
not going
it?
to repeat.
So
Yeah.
this one I came up with. It's an alternative way to scape for people that like doing aquascaping, like plants and things like that. It's a totally different way to look at it, right? You're going to be looking from the top
Mm-hmm.
down, which usually if you scape an aquarium, you're
Ooh,
looking from the side.
right.
So it gives you an alternative to how you may want to scape something like that. So it may not have anything to do with fish at all or shrimp or anything. You may just want to set up a nice water feature and put some plants in there and try scaping from a different dimension, right? From
Mm-hmm.
the top down.
That's a good point. A lot of my summer tubs, I just add rocks, add plants, add water, add fish, done.
Right.
And not don't have any intent of making it a display, aquascape.
Sure. Yep.
But that's a good point, though. Actually, better yet, depending where you're at, you can actually turn it into a biotope. Basically, take from your local area, if you're allowed to, and bring it, put it in your summer tub. So it'd be a biotope.
Or a
the
biotype.
Oh,
Remember we did that stream.
yeah, I know.
I know what you're talking
I
about.
got
I'm just giving you a
for
hard
that.
time. But yeah, you could
So,
collect local stuff. But yeah, I think it would give people a different challenge that are looking for how they can do that.
I haven't done it with any fish. Actually, converted some local mangroves to fresh water this way a couple years ago. Nice. See, that's one thing I want to do, James, is convert mangroves to freshwater scapes. And yeah, now since I know you've done it, I might want to talk to you about it. That sounds interesting. Um, Even if you did have fish in the summer tub, there's going to be species in the tank in the tub of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
If it ain't bugs or insects, frogs, toads. There's going to be some habitat.
Yep. I'm picking up
Hey,
some new
welcome in,
folks too.
Jim
We got
Fish.
Jim's Fish, and then we got Mr. Fishpert Rob from the UK.
Ah,
Thanks for coming in, guys.
welcome in. All right. Nice. The local fish store owner did it and gave me the idea.
Yeah.
Now, James, you done it and you gave me the idea. I like it.
Yeah.
Now,
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I did think about it. I just wasn't at the point of actually trying to do it. Now it'd be really cool if I could actually go collecting for the wild mangroves.
Mm-hmm. You don't have any of those in Texas, or do you?
Down by the coast.
You do?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, I have no
That's
idea.
a good point. I'm gonna Google it.
You
While I
Google
look it up, what's your next option?
You got it. We were on the same page on that one. Sunlight brings out the fish colors in a way that nothing else can. I am never cease to be amazed at after a summer outside how beautiful all the fish come back inside. And unlike me and you, that we get a summer tan that fades, and in the winter time, especially around here where it gets kind of gray and cold for months on end, um, that tan fades. With the fish, not the case. Not the case, right? They seem to retain that color perpetually, and it is just incredible. Just incredible.
Sorry, y'all. I'm just in a good mood. Welcome in, Joy, fish keeping. Welcome in, Emma Rose, one of the beavers. Welcome in. How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, the mangroves, they are here in Texas.
Oh, they are?
Which I thought they were. Yeah.
Anywhere near
So-
Austin, or no, you got to go to the coast because of the salt
the
water,
coast.
right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now, You making me look over the internet. Uh,
I'm making you look all over the internet.
mm-hmm.
We got
Yeah. According to
Mariah
Google,
has
it's all
checked
down
it
by the coast.
all down by the coast. Mariah has checked
Mhm.
into the chat and has reported that she got pulled over.
Yes. That's what I was laughing about. Sorry,
Oh,
y'all.
she texted
Hey,
us.
Mariah. Yeah. Hey, it's working. I'm laughing because I'm just thinking if you're driving. That's all. You're good.
Yeah. No problem. No problem at all. Take your time.
I was wondering what's happening. They're taking so long. Hey, Smokey, slow it down. If you're here half an hour to an hour late, I'm not gonna cry.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No problem at all.
So yeah, I do want to make a trip down to the coast and get some. Now, before I collect them, actually, I need to make sure my local laws and what is allowed
Yeah.
to collect. Because I know some parts of the U.S. where the mangoes are, you can only collect ones that are loose. If they got roots, you're not legally allowed to collect them. You gotta leave them.
Yeah, and that's a reminder for everybody is check your laws. Don't go out
Yes.
there and do things that are going to get you into a bad spot. Not only that, there are reasons why those laws do exist,
Right.
and we should honor them. I know they don't
Yeah.
always necessarily make total logical
Sense.
sense when we're thinking about it,
Yes.
but it's just better to just adhere to it rather than try and get involved in something that you don't need any trouble or issues.
Right.
Elfish joined us as well as Sal, DJ Guppyfish. Welcome in, guys.
Hey, old fish and DJ Go Fish, welcome in. Didn't even clock me speeding because he said his thing was off, but he knows I was going too fast. Got me for light. Oh, so it wasn't even speeding. Sorry. Yes, about 100%. The local Forest Service and game warden people are all your friends. Ask them; they'll be able to find info you need. Yes, yeah. A while back, I got to spend some time with the local game warden, and we talked for a while. What's interesting? Maybe I'm dumb, but some reason my brain did not figure that a game warden would be into the same kind of hobby as I am, aquariums. And he has aquariums. He even has like paludariums, and he has the reptiles, which kind of makes sense now. Think about it. He's out there doing it. I mean, it makes sense. But my little comprehension, I didn't think about that. So I was able to ask him a lot of questions about the area. So that was awesome. So thank you, Nirvana. That's a good point. Hey, Craig, what's up, mate? How you doing?
Welcome in, Craig.
Okay. And yeah, the sun does, like you mentioned, TJ. I want to go back on that a little bit.
Yep.
The sun seems to help the fish. I don't know. Does it give it added benefit of growing? I don't know. But I've noticed that my fish are in better conditions after they're outside for a while than they're in my aquariums.
I mean, I think it's a combination. I don't know how much of it
Yeah,
is the sunlight. I mean, it must do something because it does impact their colors. But for me, I would think it's so the higher temperatures, right? Because depending on where you are in the summer, the temperatures in the tub probably are going to be a little bit higher at times than they would be in the aquarium. That tends to increase metabolism, increase growth rate, and it's also the food. Right? Anytime we can let fish go for an entire summer and not necessarily feed them and they're
right.
looking fat and happy just like, we expect them to be, there's obviously a ton for them to eat out there. And so, I think that to me are kind of huge factors that help kind of increase that overall growth rate for them.
Right. But eating, yeah, because that natural food actually benefits them more than this artificial whatever fish food that we feed them inside.
Yeah, I think there's not much of a replacement, right? When you think
Right.
about, doing the live food makes a big, big difference.
And it's a nonstop,
Yep.
so they can graze all day if they want. Good point, Nancy.
Yeah, which is why I think a lot of times you see fish that are known to be predatory on their
Hmm.
babies or their eggs do it less in some cases outdoors than they do indoors. There's
Right.
food all around, so why bother chasing
Yeah.
a baby fish around when you can go after a little bug or something like that?
Right. Something that's on the surface of the water. You know.
Right.
Actually, a couple of weeks ago, I actually saw one of my kombucha actually jump out of the water to catch a bug. That was cool. I guess maybe I need to be more observant and watch my fish on a regular basis outside. But I haven't seen that too often. The fish will actually jump out of the water to catch something.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I've got a habit of sitting and watching fish for, not long time, but maybe I'll sit for 20 minutes and watch, and they do some really interesting stuff in aquariums, in the tubs. It's really, really interesting.
Hmm. Yeah, Nirvana. Vibes of course. I can't help but be a little envious of game wardens and forest service folks. They're the coolest jobs. Yeah, they do, but some of the positions that they get into, situations, I would not want to be in those situations. And the reason some of them have such a bad name or bad rep for game wardens because they're the ones that tell you what you can or can't do.
Hmm.
I mean, okay, not telling you, but basically letting you know what the laws are. Just making you aware of them. And
Yep.
if you're in the wrong, they might give you a ticket. Or yeah. So
Well, and
so
humans
go
don't
ahead.
tend to like to be told what they can't do.
True.
So,
That or um, be made aware of the laws says otherwise.
right,
So
right.
hey, get to know your local game wardens, forest service folks. Get to know who they are. Treat them as friends. But they are. Hey, look, any of the rest of us. So, yeah, good advice. Okay. Early in the morning, just after sunrise, lots of tiny little fish. I have medacos and shiners striking the surface for bugs. It's really fun to watch. Okay, now it gave me a good idea, Nancy.
Yeah, that's
I
really
need to
great.
spend more time outside early in the morning and see if I can catch up on a regular basis. Thank you for that, Nancy. Okay.
Nancy, do your shiners breed out in the tubs as well? Just curious about that.
And um, we mentioned a little bit earlier about collecting out, getting the plants and stuff from the local waterways. If it was legal and allowed, go ahead and do it, and add it to your summer tubs, and
Hmm.
grow them out in the summer tubs. And what you can do is you kind of putting them through a quarantine process, because your summer tub is going to be a little more, you call it the quarantine versus ones out in the wild. Even though the elements, you can have bugs and stuff like that in the around the plants, but you won't have all the chemicals that are getting washed down river. So
Hmm. Yeah, it's
then
a more contained environment for the good and the bad, right? Because there's
yes,
both sides of that coin.
yes,
Nancy
okay.
says no, she hasn't had success with the rainbow shiners breeding outside. Yeah, I was under the impression that they had a like a breeding season. I feel like I've watched maybe something from Kenny, ABC Aquatic Biotope Creations, where he's talked about breeding shiners, and I feel like he's talked about it being when the water temperatures get up into like the 60s, so like in the early spring kind of time, they seem to sort of that triggers them to start to spawn. So I don't know if that's 100% if I'm getting that quite correctly, but I had wondered if it's something where they would continue to breed all summer or not.
And also we touched on it a lot tonight about having them outside, but it kind of makes them back to the natural instinct. It puts it in the natural environment, put them outside, because hey, these fish would not in nature. They're not inside of a glass box, y'all.
Right. Right.
And that's why some people. That's why you have better success at them spawning, looking better, growing faster, etc. So.
Yep. Nancy says they do spawn most of the year inside, but none survive unless pulls the eggs. Yeah, so that's kind of what I have to do with the white clouds. I have to catch them in the Tupperware container and take them out and grow them up in a separate aquarium. So okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was just a specific season, but no, it sounds like it's all year. Good.
You got anything else for us? TJ?
Oh yeah.
I do have one more, but
You got one more? Well, you want me to go and then you can go with your one more?
Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing that I thought was interesting, and this did come from the article that I read, is a great option for growing out young fish that you might have previously produced. So say over the winter you had a lot of breeding projects indoors and you're looking for a way to grow out a bunch of the young fish, putting them outdoors in a tub like we talked about, where the higher temperatures and the constant available live food grows fish out so much faster. And so a good option for, and really, and depending on the size of the tub, you could do that with any kind of fish. I think would be fine to do that with.
Yeah. I've even done cichlids. My Mentosus, I've done that. My peacocks, my Mbunas. Especially the babies to grow them out. Oh yeah. The ones outside, they put on size a lot faster than the ones in my house.
Mm-hmm. Have you bred your cichlids outdoors in the tub?
You mean
Like put them outside with the idea of actually breeding them, or was it more just for grow out?
just to go out? But
yeah,
since you mentioned it, now this summer I have not. Last summer I did. I put them out in a 125 gallon pond, cichlids, and they did breed. I mean, they bred crazy. There were babies of all sorts.
Yep.
So yeah, it definitely improved the amount it could. I don't know, probably just because of the selection that we had, the food and everything. But now the Frontosas, this is what I mentioned a little bit. I did notice that the colors on those, I was blown away on the colors of those Frontosas. I don't know if you can see it too well, but most of mine are black and white.
Yep.
But when I had them outside, hey, good night, Nirvana. When I had them outside, they actually had a blue coloring to them. And it brought it out. What blew out very well. Which, does that mean that my lights are maybe the wrong temperature or the wrong spectrum?
No,
Maybe
I think it's just the sunlight, right? It just is so much more intense.
So is there a way that we can copycat the sun more than just normal LED lights?
I mean, my thought process would be, what's that?
Have a window by your aquarium.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, certainly that would help. Then you've got to deal with the realities of that, right? Which we all know could be pretty bad. I don't think so. I think that the conditions that are outside are just extremely unique, and that it really is a very interesting environment, and it makes for a different experience when it comes to fish keeping. So I don't know that you can really replicate it that easily. I mean, with enough money, I think you can probably do just about anything, right? So you can come up with some sort of lighting system that mimics the sun somehow, but for most of the population, that's not even going to be remotely a thing. So it's just easier to set yourself a
Right.
tub up outside.
Yeah. So once you bring the fish back inside, do
Hmm.
you notice a big change like within a month's time? Are those fish kind of drab? They stop eating or anything?
Nope. No. No, I feel like they do take a little bit of time to get used to being back in the aquarium. Maybe they're a little skittish for, a couple weeks,
Right.
but no. No, I don't notice any issues, and the colors, like I said, they never fade as far as I've been able to tell.
Right. Hey, I think I missed SWFL Aquatic come in. According to
Oh,
Fisher.link. Recommend.
welcome.
I quick jumped back over there just to make sure I didn't skip anyone. And I did. I'm sorry about that. That was not my plan. And got Sub City come in and Melbourne. Welcome in, y'all. All right, sorry. And so on Fish 16, welcome in. Sorry, y'all. I heard something. Emeralds. I know. Wow, vibe. So rude. I know, right?
The last time
Hey,
that happened, there was a wasp in your fish room.
right. Now this time, I'm still puzzled. It sounds like air blowing,
Hmm.
and I don't know why it would be air blowing behind me. Because my air pump, I don't know. Okay. Now I do. Like I said, I had one more.
Yep.
Now you mentioned it earlier a little bit
Hmm.
about having a pump waterfall, but
Hmm.
having a summer tub can benefit your patio, your porch, your yard. It
Hmm.
can be pleasing. It could be a place where you hang out with your friends. You got
Yeah.
family over, friends
Hmm.
over, neighbors. You can sit around this. If you have multiple summer tubs, you have a nice U shape or around the perimeter of your yard, and each one is a waterfall. And if you can even stack them to make them trickle over each other,
Sure.
cascade.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pleasing. It can be a pleasing effect to your yard. Not
Oh,
only
I think
just
that, yeah,
the
for
fish,
sure.
but just for yourself to yourself and others can enjoy. I do have some of my friends and neighbors come back regularly, occasionally, and they enjoy just looking at the waterfalls and listening to them.
It's very peaceful.
It is.
It's very peaceful, right? If you've got plants in there, especially if they have flowers and things like that, it looks very beautiful. So, yeah, absolutely.
Something is blowing in the wind. Yeah,
Mm.
actually there is outside the wind chimes. And there you go. You can add stuff to around your summer tubs as well to make it a little more enjoyable.
Oh,
Wind
sure.
chimes,
Hmm. Yeah, that's
you
why I
know.
have it on the deck,
Yeah,
right? I put it up there. It sits, near the house, but it's in a nice area where, if I go outside, if I'm using the grill or something like that, the tub is right there and I've got the plants in it. And yeah, so I think
so
it can be something that it's as much of a feature of your outdoors as most
yeah,
of us feel aquariums, could be on the inside.
right. So what sounds is put the summer tubs in a place where you can actually enjoy them. Don't put them behind the house or behind the garage. I mean, you can, and
Sure.
if you want to do that. But if you want to actually enjoy them, put them right beside your walkway, or right outside your front door, your back door, somewhere where you can you're there regularly, you know.
I think I would, because I think it is a nice opportunity to see your fish in a different way. And, again, I think the types of plants tend to be, in some cases, different than what you may keep in your aquariums. And you
Yes,
get to see all of that happen.
and again, you mentioned another good point. You can have pond plants or bigger plants in the summer tubs than you can have in your aquariums. Gotta take it back. You can have big plants in your aquariums. It's just you might be trimming them on a regular basis because it
Sure.
will overgrow your tank.
Yep.
So, uh oh.
What
Hey
happened?
y'all, we do got the X speeder showed up. It's bringing on the panel. Welcome in.
Oh God, look at the cop light still
Hey y'all,
flashing.
Hey,
you know
is
what?
that
I ain't finna apologize.
is that a police behind you?
It
I
looks
see a
like
light.
it.
Hey, you might want to hey open the window and okay. And the police, your
No,
license.
they're not so behind me.
Okay.
I'm
Hey, it's Speedy.
so sorry, y'all.
That was
No, he goes, you're lucky my radar wasn't even on, but I know for a fact you were going way too fast. But the reason I stopped you is because your tag light's out. Get it fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he stopped me, I was doing 86.
And the speed was
Um,
25, 35.
45.
oh my. Huh.
Why? Hey y'all, this lovely lady is dedicated to the live stream.
It does
Let's give
appear.
her a shout out to that, y'all. She's awesome.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I apologize. I've missed practically the entire stream, but I was listening to most of it on the way home. So I am sorry, you guys, and sorry everybody in the chat. But it sounded like it was a pretty good discussion.
Eh,
Yeah, I think we're doing all right. We've had quite a bit, and we've had a lot of questions, a lot of comments coming in from the chat. So it's been good. We've been talking all about tubs.
it's been kind of slow. It's been kind of
Been
slow.
kinda slow.
But now since we have Speedy here, we should be fine, y'all.
Yep, she's she'll pick it up for us.
Hey y'all, what do you think about the new nickname, Speedy? I actually like it.
I already got Smokey. Now I got Speedy. What else is next?
There is no telling. Let's just wait a little
I'm
while.
gonna end up being all 7 of the dwarves before too long.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So,
goodness.
Since you've been listening to us jabber on and on, what is something that
Mhm.
we missed, something that you could add to it?
Good question. Or what's something you think we got wrong even better?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Hit us
Well,
hard.
nothing there. I don't think
Okay.
anybody got anything wrong. I mean, especially considering majority of what I did catch of you guys talking about earlier is everything that we talk about here on this channel is pretty much opinion based, right? We don't ever speak of anything very matter of factly or things that need to be done a very specific way or certain way. We all just give our opinions and discuss, right? So I don't think anything that was said was necessarily wrong. Now there are some things that might work for some people that might not work for other people, like for instance, I remember you were talking about your tub earlier, TJ, and you were saying that you pretty much didn't need to feed it or even touch it all summer, and it did really well.
Yep.
There are some people or some types of fish that might not work out so well for, so it might not be wrong, but it just may not be right for them.
That's right.
But no, and I really liked the idea that you were talking about with using the tubs as kind of a pest control type of deal with the mosquitoes, especially. But my question is, with that, would it truly be that beneficial without a substantial amount of fish to be able to curb the population?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there is certainly, I think, a level at which you kind of optimize that, right?
Right. Because I would
Yeah.
imagine, I mean, of course, the fish only eat so much. Their stomachs are very small. So, well, I mean, once they're full, they're full.
Hmm.
And there's endless mosquitoes and other pests that would be out there. So, my question to you guys is, how many fish do you think it would take in, let's say, a 500-gallon tub to actually make an impact on mosquitoes in like your immediate area of your yard per se?
It depends on
Oh my.
how much water that you know of is out sitting around. If your pond is the only one that you know of within a mile, it's going to affect it fast.
Yeah.
Because the mosquitoes are going to lay the lava in your pond, right?
Hmm.
So if you have in the 500-gallon, yeah, you have what 50 guppies out there, or 20, 25 kombucha, which those guys are going to be crazy anyways. So something like that, it's going to make a big difference on in your surrounding area, because
Hmm.
mosquitoes need the water to breathe. If your pond is the only one around, it's going to affect it.
I'm not sure
Well,
we
I'm
can actually
thinking about. Sorry, what was that?
I was gonna say I'm not sure we could accurately answer that question,
Oh
because
yeah,
we would have to,
definitely.
right, we would have to do some kind of calculation on sort of,
Right.
what is the volume of, say, mosquitoes, if that's what we're talking about, that a typical
Hmm.
fish would eat the larva of in a day, and how many mosquitoes, how much larva does a typical mosquito produce, and
Hmm.
um
Versus
I
how
would
much
say,
each fish consumes.
yeah, right. So I don't know that, I think
Hmm.
we can kind of guesstimate to say, to really make a dent in it just in your own yard is probably the most you can hope for, right? Because you would probably need to make a dent in your local area. You probably need a pretty good size, like pond, lake type situation with lots of fish.
Yeah, because I'm thinking if, for instance, if I were to set up a tub in my backyard, right, which is not very big at all. I live in
Hmm.
a townhouse, so it's very, very small yard and pretty much connected to both yards on both sides of me.
Hmm.
Um, there's also a lot of tree cover and a lot of leaf litter
Hmm.
back there and ivy and basically a lot of stuff that doesn't really dry out very well.
Yep.
So there's not necessarily standing water, but there's a lot of good, moist, warm areas back there. And the mosquitoes are just absolutely atrocious. They run rampant back there. Even in the front, all throughout my neighborhood, it's severe. Um, so I wonder if doing something like that in my yard would make any difference or any noticeable difference whatsoever that I'd be able to kind of perceive.
So who said? Dee Dee said that she did see a difference. They didn't used to be
Okay.
able to be outside in the early afternoon, and now that there's tubs out there, she definitely noticed. So it seems like, yeah, in that example. But it
Hmm.
looks like Jeff Kane's going to hook us up with the calculation. He's asking what size fish. So
Yeah,
we'll give him the information. Jeff, you could put it into your super calculation that you've got there, and you can tell us the
Well,
answer, right?
yeah.
let's go with a good one. I would say the gambusia. So how big do those get? About
Inch and a half, two
like
inches,
four
right? They're not a
inches?
very big
I,
fish.
The, the, No, they're
Yeah, I
probably
think I've seen them at the biggest, maybe 3 inches.
3 inches,
maybe.
probably.
Oh, do they get that big?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
They
they're
can.
bigger than
It's rare, but they can. I mean, if they thrive really well and they have absolutely everything they need, they definitely can grow that big.
Okay.
I would say let's go with one of those fully grown times however many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Emma Rose, I saw your question, and like you mentioned, it's not on the topic, so that's why I didn't answer it. I'm not knowing you, Emma Rose. I'm not. Hey, Emma, you have my number. You text me, message me on Instagram. You get hold of me. I can help you out. Unless if you want to ask, you know what? That might be a topic for the future. I'll see you, Emma. Okay. No, hey, and you can also spray for them as well. Mosquitoes.
And I saw Nancy also said using mosquito bits.
Don't spray for mosquitoes. Spraying for mosquitoes kills good pollinators. Don't do it. Just wear bug spray or get a pond. Or just don't go outside.
I heard that. All right.
Spraying for mosquitoes kills pollinators. We need pollinators. We need bees. We need good bugs.
That is
Hey,
true.
Mariah, would you mind calling my boss up and telling him I can't work tomorrow because of the bugs? Gotta stay inside.
I can call him and tell him you have uncontrollable diarrhea. That always works.
Yeah, it would work. Tell you what.
I mean, not for nothing. Vibes did have a bit of a stomach bug not that long ago. So.
Hey, that's true. You could just tell him it came back around like a boomerang, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Tell him it's an Australian stomach flu. Ah!
Yeah, there you go.
Ah! 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 Gotcha.
So Curtis and Jeff both did a little calculating here for us. So
Hey,
Curtis says
Thomas,
he's got a
welcome in.
100-gallon tub with 2 6-inch goldfish and he's got no bugs. And Jeff said start out with a 500-gallon with 500 fish in it and let them stabilize.
Yeah.
Right
Okay,
here.
500 3-inch fish in a 500-gallon tank. I don't think that's enough room.
Listen. I refuse to question the calculations that my friend Jeff has just done here. He did the hard work when all of us said we couldn't figure it out. So this is the answer. This is
That's fair.
Right?
There you go.
I don't know, I would make it maybe 1,000-gallon tub with 500.
It's gonna throw off the ratio. I don't know.
It's all good. It's all good. We experiment. That's what we do. We experiment with these things.
True. It's true. I don't know.
But then
Who listens to the numbers?
Jeff does. Look at that. He spit out that number in what it take him 3 minutes, and we would have sat here and probably been messing around with this for 3 days.
Who? I would have gave up. I would have been like, okay, whatever. It's enough. It's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I would have just been like, okay,
there's a lot out there. That's good enough.
Basically, when there's no longer any surface left in your pond because the fish are taking it all up, you might have enough. Hey, Vinodki, welcome in. There you go, Mariah. Mosquitoes are out of control thanks to experimentation. We can't experiment.
Nancy said Jeff pulled it straight out of his backside. Nancy, maybe that's the secret to his unbelievable calculation abilities. I don't know.
Girl, go over there. You over here. Move. I'm sorry, y'all. Valkyrie over here crop dusting me.
Hey, she's doing her job. She's getting rid of the mosquitoes.
Shoot. If that's the case, I wouldn't be bid up now.
Mm. Okay. And having a summer, if you don't have an outdoor pond and having summer tubs, it will bring frogs and other reptiles around that normally ain't in your backyard. Even birds,
Sure.
small creatures. But yeah.
Yeah.
We actually got a whole lot of green tree frogs that run around out there. There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
Sure.
I see them on my back patio door all the time.
Yeah. Hey, actually, I put a video out last night of going out collecting in the wild, but that evening the cricket frogs were out like crazy, and they were letting me know that they're out hunting. I mean, they were loud. I showed my coworker the video of it. He thought he heard crickets. It's crickets. I told him that the reason it's not crickets because it's a cricket frog. That's why it sounds like crickets. So.
Yeah, Nancy said in her tubs she grows lots of baby frogs, and they end up also being bug control.
Yes, that is good bug control. Now, frogs can eat your baby fish.
For sure.
So if you're trying to grow out your fish, well, frogs can downsize on that for you. Control the output. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you finally show up, Mark.
We have a question for you, Mark Pyle. Go, Vibes.
What question was that?
We wanted to know if he's ever done killifish out in a tub, and what did he do, and how did it go?
Oh, yes. Yeah, Mark. Have you ever had killifish out in an outdoor summer tub? And
speaking of those, when y'all started mentioning the killies earlier, the first thing that popped out of my mouth right before you said anything, Todd, the first thing that popped out of my mouth, like, ooh, those are big jumpers. Those guys are jumpers. And then you started to say it, and I was like, yes, thank you. I can't tell you how many I had that jumped out of the tank and were either in another tank or on the floor when I was at one of the stores I worked at, and we had the open top, like staggered tiers tanks. So the ones that were upper level were like they sat further back than the ones below them.
Okay. So they would jump, and thankfully they'd land in a tank as opposed to on the floor. But yeah,
most of the time.
Yeah. Luckily.
Other times I would walk in and there would be either a dried up fish on the floor or half dead or just freshly flopping.
Yeah, not great. Mark says he does have some in tubs right now. He has no lids on those. Don't forget we have many native killifish. Yeah.
Yes,
you were talking about that.
No lids? How do you get away with that without them jumping?
The ones that jump, that's how you weed out the bad ones.
Do you have the water level lowered?
Hey, welcome in outside. Welcome in Fish Streams.
I know a lot of people with notorious jumpers will do that a lot of times. They'll just lower the water level to keep them from being able to reach the rim and get out.
And I'm going to just check real quick and see if we've got Ed tonight.
Silver top minnows and pupfish. Nice, Mark. Yeah, Mark, I do want to add some killifish, not only to my collection inside, but also to my outdoor collection as well.
A really cool looking one, y'all, is the American flagfish. It's all. I think it's also a type of killie, but it looks so cool. The colors on them are really, really cool. They actually look like a little bitty metallic American flag.
Yeah, they're actually quite beautiful. So we do have Ed coming up in about 4 minutes. One thing we did not cover was options for tubs.
We ran out of time. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so that's okay. No problem. I think the message is, though, that there's all sorts of different choices and all sorts of different types of fish that you can end up keeping in a tub and breeding out in a tub. And I think just deciding how to set it up, you can make it an environment that's more advantageous to, do you have a mop spawning type of fish, or do you have an egg scatterer, or even plecos, I think could be out, done outside in a tub. A lot of the ones from, South America, they tend to like warmer temperatures anyways. I think certainly rice fish and live bearers are also really popular. So I think that this is one area where we can be really creative and decide what kind of a breeding project we would want to do, and just set it up the way that would be advantageous, similar to how you would set up your aquarium indoors.
Yeah, I saw an idea online not too long ago that was absolutely beautiful. It was it had to be at least maybe 300 gallons or bigger. It was a very big clay pot, and they had it set up outside, and they sealed the inside of it with some paint, and they colored it. They made it green on the inside, and they took an LED strip and lined the underside of the inner rim, and they put their plants in there and rocks and everything. It looked beautiful. It looked like kind of looked like the bottom of a koi pond.
Sure.
And they had some really nice, I can't remember what exactly fish they put in there, but it was beautiful. It looked really nice with the plants coming out of it and the light. It looked like a beautiful garden feature that was meant to be there. So there's a lot of different creative ways that you could set something like that up.
Yeah, it's like we were talking earlier about how it could be another challenge for people who like to aquascape, because you're going to be looking at it from the top down. And so I think that that's really, I think it gives you a whole different setup that you can think about.
And like Mark said, hold on, missed it. Yeah. I wouldn't while lowering my water level. Some can jump way higher than a foot.
Oh wow!
So
do you ever have issues with jumping, Mark, or is it just, do they not really have an issue with it, with the ones that you keep now?
good point.
And if so, how do you combat that issue?
I do like Nancy's comment. Oh,
sorry, go ahead. My bad.
I do like Nancy's comment about decide what your goals are.
Yeah.
She wanted to choose fish that would stay outside year round in her area in Tennessee. And so it's important to think about what your purpose is with the tub. And that'll lead you down the path of what the setup is going to be and what fish you're going to keep.
Oh, wow.
That'd be awesome to have those outside, Mark. That'd be cool.
Everybody's outside during the summer. Water temperature reached almost 100 degrees. Wow. You almost had a fish stew over there.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were fine, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Could have ended up with some vichyssoise.
And welcome to Benjamin Peters and looks like Chris's AquaZone.
Yeah, welcome in, Benjamin Peters. Welcome in, this AquaZone. And Bunny Viper. And HD Canteen. And hey, we got to shout him out. Come on. Sorry, y'all. There we go.
Hey,
thanks, bro.
HD
Canteen, come through again. For those who don't know, this is my younger brother. Yep. Thanks, Bill, for doing that. And he gifted it to Fish Dreams. Welcome in, Fish Dreams, to the membership. If you want a sticker, a Visor Pack sticker, go ahead and email me your address and put in the email. You're a member, you want a sticker. So I can send you a sticker, a Visor Pack sticker. So welcome in. Thanks again, HD Canteen. Okay.
All right, and we are 9:31. Ed should be going live here soon.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Emma, I know I'm always slacking. Hey, Sweet Acres, welcome in. Good point. Like we mentioned already, your fish could get eaten by other critters outside. So if you worry about that, you
Yeah,
don't
we got
want
a
to
lot
eat.
of stray cats in my neighborhood, so I would definitely need some chicken wire.
Dee Dee
And the
said that
hashtag.
frogs took out her entire pond of gambusia.
Oh wow. They're supposed to eat the mosquitoes, not the mosquito fish.
Mm-hmm.
They got
TJ, is that
confused.
spelled right?
That is spelled right. Yes. So
Okay.
anybody who came in late, hashtag going over to Ed's channel is Baby Cake. Cake, Kake, is how we sometimes affectionately call Jake and Katie from Hagen Hill Designs. And that is in honor of the fact that on Monday they did their live stream and announced that they are pregnant and are going to be having a baby. And so we
I'm
want
a
to honor that with Baby Cake.
Congratulations, y'all. Oh
It's
my God,
so
that's so
exciting.
exciting. You're gonna be a mommy and a daddy.
Yep. So exciting. So tonight we honor them with hashtag Baby Cake heading over to Ed.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I call Cameron baby cakes.
Oh,
Ooh.
and I just got the notification that our friend Ed is live.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, thanks, Emma Rose. I love you too, Emma. You're awesome. Okay. Since Ed's live, we don't want to hold anyone back any longer. So let's wrap this up. We got TJ for us before we head out.
Hey, thanks everybody for coming out here. I really enjoyed this topic. I enjoyed learning from everybody's experiences and sharing sharing our practices. And thanks to you two, as always. You know I really love our Thursday nights hanging out together, and looking forward to next time.
Yeah. And how about you, Speedy?
Well, first of all, I want to say I'm sorry, you guys, that I missed like 90% of tonight's stream. I did, however, like I said, I did listen into most of it. So thanks for that. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate y'all not tripping about me coming on late. Love you guys. And as always, y'all, thanks for coming out this week and watching us. Come back and watch us next week. We're going to do it all again. And as always, y'all, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Treat other people how you want to be treated, and may God treat you how you treat animals and elders.
Thank you.
Also, I didn't get a ticket, just a warning.
Excellent.
Aha. Hey, y'all. And when she did show up, she came in hot, y'all. Lights were flashing. She was moving, so it was good. Thanks again, TJ. Thank my wife coming on and joining me tonight on this wonderful Thursday night live stream. Thanks, TJ, for the topic, the benefits of summer tubs. And thanks to HD Cat Team for gifting Fish Dreams a membership. Appreciate that. And for those that are having a bad day, hopefully you answered that poll in the chat earlier. I put a poll in. Did you make some last day better? Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end it right now. That way y'all can see the result. I have seen it's gotten better. So I think some of y'all are thinking about it, but going out your way to make some last day better. So thank you for that. Anyways, until next time, good vibes only. Peace out, y'all. Bye. Really. Hashtag cake.